We are in day 5 of the Level Up Your Readers Achievement in Just 5 Days challenge. Welcome back. This is the grand finale. It's the big celebration of all that you've accomplished and all that our star student has accomplished. Let me know who's here. We are going to be celebrating your successes, our star student successes. We've got some mysteries. What does our star student get from the 5 days in a row of the Switch It activity? What are the next steps for someone who's been impressed with Switch It but wants to take it to the next level? And if you want to join the Reading Simplified Academy, what is the discount code? So that is my big plan for today. Who is here? I see Patty. Thank you for saying hi. Do you guys have friends that you'd like to have join in the fun? Let them know. Are you ready to kick off? Level up your reader's achievement in just 5 days. It's going to be our last evening. Thank you so much. It's been so incredible to work with people from all over the world, teachers, parents, tutors. It's been very exciting. We've been doing this same challenge since 2016 because we see such awesome results for such really fairly minimal effort. Most of you can do the activity in 5, maybe 10 minutes near the beginning and still see so much growth. So today we want to hear about your growth. Okay? This is our agenda. First, we celebrate, as I said. Then we're going to pick our day 4 winner from whoever posted within the Facebook post, the daily homework. Then we're going to see our star student, yay. And then we're going to talk about the next things you need to do. I'm going to just show you the 2 next most important word work activities that will complement and enhance Switch It. And those are part of what we teach with our full Reading Simplified system. And so I'm going to teach you a little bit about that and then invite you to join us to dive deeper and learn the full system. When you join us inside the Reading Simplified Academy for this special event, for you guys who are participating, you'll get 15% off and some cool bonuses, which I'll show. So that is our big plan. Patty's got a 4-year-old on list 2A. Sweet. So these are just a glimmer of some of the excitement that we saw this week. I loved Belinda's. It's a little longer, but I think it's so precious. She says, I'm so excited. The higher level I was expecting, she moved to some resistance, but my students just went for it. Looking back, they have gone up a level each day. Their confidence is boosted immensely. In class, they are working more independently, not asking for help, as they are able to read on their own and at home. The feedback is that they are relaxed, and one parent said her little one was reading on their own for the first time and enjoying the book. I cannot wait to reach more and do more for these little minds. Thank you for this amazing tool. Yeah, just one simple activity. Takes 5 minutes. Way to go, Belinda, and your kids. Hallie said, my 2 students enjoy Switch It and are motivated and eager to learn. I have changed 2 levels and they have accepted the challenge. Sweet. So proud of them. Can't wait to find more word lists. So you'll find more of those when you join us inside the Reading Simplified Academy. Kylie says her daughter has gone from CVC 3 sounds to CCVC 4 sounds in 5 days. That CCVC is kind of the harder level because the consonant cluster is at the beginning instead of the end. Her daughter's confidence used to be very low to the point that she cries because she doesn't think she can do it. Now she is asking to learn her words, as she calls it. She has learned 2 vowel sounds and she did not already know, and she is looking forward to implementing with her lowest students when school goes back. Very, very cool. I appreciate seeing all of the comments here. I know some of you are saying what successes you have seen too. So thank you for that. Shall we pick our winner? Well, Greg's already picked the winner from amongst those of you who posted yesterday. So let me bring up our video, and this is the winner from those who posted their daily homework. And this person's going to get a really nice pack of sound reader cards, the Crazy Longs. Patty Easter. Awesome. congratulations, Patty. Happy Easter. We're so glad that you participated. Thanks to all of the rest of you who joined in the fun too. And Patty, look out for Greg to email you from Messenger. Not email, but reach out to you via Facebook Messenger. You know, you really just can't multitask. You can't open Windows and talk to people at the same time. It's just too tricky for my brain anyway. Okay, so we picked our winner. Woohoo! And what's next? That's what Patty's going to get. Very cool. And by the way, if you stick around, you'll get a discount, a 50% off discount if you become a member this week from Sound Readers for their digital download. So that's sweet. Just one of a couple discounts. And tomorrow's winner if you put your comments in the Facebook post, you're going to win the Literacy Hills Reading and Spelling Kit. This is just a glimmer of all the stuff that's in there. It's really a whole reading program, and it's awesome. It aligns really well with what we're doing here. If you're brand new, no big deal. We'll still give you all the goods, and you can catch up because this has been so powerful. We don't want you to miss out. Make sure you sign up here at that website, and Greg can drop that link. And then all you do is get into our Facebook group, get the Switch It guide in the guide section, and then if you want to participate tomorrow for the prize that we just showed you, then comment on the day's post today, because we'll be picking our day 5 winner this evening and announcing it tomorrow via email. And actually, I'm going to do a complimentary FAQ tomorrow, so maybe we'll announce it then as well. So if you have posted all 5 days, you're going to be entered into the grand prize. So we're going to pick that tomorrow too. So that is exciting. I'll announce that at the Q&A. So how have you benefited from this event? I hope that these are some of the things that you've either learned or made stronger in your thinking. The value, I've stressed this so much, of integrating multiple reading subprocesses simultaneously. So don't doing all the things in isolation, 15 minutes of this and 15 minutes of that and 15 minutes of this, and just stacking up so much, but do things like Switch It that are powerful, that integrate multiple subprocesses simultaneously. Maybe put one letter sound on one card, so TH is on one thing and not 2-letter cards. Choose paired contrast. Don't just keep challenging kids to change sat to cat to fat to mat, because that's going to turn their brain off. They need to change every part of the word, and they're going to change cat to cot, and cot to pot, and pot to pit, and pit to etc. Just changing every sound, and particularly changing the things that are most challenging for them. The vowels are usually those. Keep pushing them ahead also in their phonemic awareness, which we heard about from our previous parents and teachers. So just because they can do CVC doesn't mean you should camp out there. Move on to 4 sounds or 5 sounds. Along the way, provide specific positive feedback, because you will enable them to get more advancement through your coaching. And the Switch It guide gives you some tips of the classic things that we share to help kids get over the hurdle. So in summary, do an activity that's highly leveraged, and don't stick to something that is easy for the child, but push them ahead. Challenge them, and that is how you will be accelerating their reading achievement. So do you guys remember our little guy? This is our star student. Do you remember where he was on the weekend before we started this event? He had been already identified by his kindergarten teacher as struggling. He knew just 7 letter sounds and no short vowels, and he could not segment even a 3-sound word like sun. Almost couldn't even come up with the first sound, certainly not the and the n. That's where we started, and all we did was 8 minutes a day, 5 days in a row of Switch It. And here's where we got, whoops, went too fast there. Here's where we got as of yesterday. Check out the bottom of the row. He's moved up from not being able to do 3-sound words to being able to do it. Now he's able to do 4 sounds, and even with the 4 sounds at the beginning. So the big question is, will he be able to go to 5 sounds? When I say go to that, that means he's segmenting and manipulating. That's hard stuff, right? So that is our big excitement for today. Where is our star student? I'm going to show you as soon as I can open it up. And then we will, move on to seeing what he would do next, because I did do more than just switch it with him. And Christy is hopeful. She posted every day, so maybe she will win the prize. Awesome, Tracy. I'm so glad to hear that. You said you learned to challenge my students with just a little more. I love it. Maybe a little more letter sound knowledge, maybe a little more challenge in phonemic difficulty. Those are some really key things that you can do with Switch It. And Lynn loved watching the STAR student actually do the game. Yeah, that's what we try to do. I think it's so helpful. Yeah, Rima said that chart of his progress is so amazing. So, and Michelle says the same. And Judy says it helps to model. Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, so do you have a colleague that you're expecting to see this? Because they may be blown away. You can let them know. This is a kid who couldn't even segment a 3-sound word on Friday. Now we are up to day 5 with our STAR student. Will he get to 5 sounds? Will he get to the 5th short vowel? Dun, dun, dun. First word I'd like for you to build is the word got. I got a pencil at the store. Got.
Got.
You're right, there's an ah, but before we get to g, which is g. But in the multiple choice test, he's nailing it. You got it. You totally picked it out. So say g.
G.
G. And it's got. What's next? Let's say it. Yeah. And the last sound? Wow. I think you got it. Let's check it. G. And the word is? Got. Okay. So you got it yesterday, but today I'm going to get it. Can you switch this to get? Well, we need a g for get. We have got. Yeah, we don't need the ah. What sound? Listen. You're right, there's a g. But what goes in the middle? That's right. Check the sounds. G. And the word is? Get. Very good. Okay, switch it to pet. Do you have a pet? I don't either. Pet. Oh, that was easy for you. Okay. Pup. What comes after the pup and pet? Pup. And the word is?
Pet.
Nice. Okay, how about pat? I pat you on the head for a job well done. Pat. You're right, you're right. Don't we need the F? We don't need the F. That will make it ah. Pot. We need ah. Very good. And the word is?
At.
Except this would be at. This with the p makes it?
Pat.
Cat. Okay, let's switch it to pot. I cooked the spaghetti in the pot. Say the sounds in pot.
Ot.
Sweet. Okay, switch it to pit. Oh no, he fell into a pit. Pit. What sound? Let's figure out the sound first.
Pit.
You've got the I. So let's check the sounds in pit.
It.
And the word is?
Pit.
Yay! So now we're going to go to that 5-letter word. Okay, just like you wanted. You wanted to use more of the board, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Let's make the word stomp. Like we're going to use these letters. I'm going to stomp my feet. What's the next sound?
Stomp.
You're right. That would make, we need the p. But if we left it this way, it would be what do we need to make stomp? Stomp. You got it right. You got it right. And then the last couple sounds. Stomp. Wow. Check the sounds. This is p because it's the word stomp. Can you switch stomp to, we're going to take one away. This is a little different. Okay? Take one away. We're not going to replace it. To make stop. Like, stop. It's a red light. You have stomp. And we need, oh, that was too easy for him. Stop. You've already got the P. It's actually here. Right here. Just move it over.
Stop.
Stop. Move it over. There you go. Let's check stop.
In. Stomp.
Now this was stomp, but this is just stop.
Stop.
Stop. And we're going to go back to stomp. Okay? Stomp. Stomp my feet. And now we're going to switch it to stamp. Like I put a stamp on the envelope. We need the P. You have stomp and you need stamp. Wow, that was easy. Let's figure out what sound it is. Well, there's a P. Let's slow down. You've got stamp. Yeah. Okay, you've got stamp. Put the stamp on the envelope. Let's check the sounds. Stamp. Can you hear the sound at the end of stamp? Yeah, stamp. Okay, let's switch this. I'm going to move these around. You don't know which one. We're going to switch it to stump, like there is a tree stump in my backyard. We need a P. Let's figure out where we're going to make the change. You've got and we need stump. Don't need the A. We need an You said it. I heard you say it. Which one is Which is We haven't used it yet.
Oh.
That would make it stop. Stop. No, we haven't used this one yet. Which one have we not used? That's it.
We never used this one?
Not with me. That's Can you say it? Like somebody's hitting you in the gut. Okay, this is the word stump. Do you know what a tree stump is? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's check the sounds in stump. And the word is?
Stump.
Very nice. Okay, now I'm going to really challenge you. Can you take away two things? Two things we're going to do to change stump to stun. Stun. Oh, that is so good. He got both of them. I didn't know if that was possible. We need to make stun. What's which one is That's O. You nailed it. Okay, I'm stunned that you did it. Stun. Well, if it was, we're not doing stunt yet, but if we were, we would have another sound here. Okay, check the sounds in stun. It's hard thinking about that, isn't it? Stun. And the last sound? Stun. Very nice. Okay, the last word, and then you are done. Okay, let's switch it to stunt. A stunt is a trick. We're gonna have to add something to make it stun to stunt. Oh my goodness, that was, you need my help.
The same.
That's right. Okay, you've got the word stunt. You're right, there's an but before we get to that, we've got stun. And the word is?
Stunt.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely amazing. You made such amazing progress. That little block was as a reminder of how integrated this activity is in contrast with typical reading programs, especially for beginners. Instead of doing 10 minutes of phonemic awareness orally only, or 10 minutes of letter sound instruction in isolation, 15 minutes of phonics or decoding, and 10 minutes of high frequency sight words, and 15 minutes of handwriting. All of that can be integrated into one or two activities, and we saw almost all of these sub-skills be integrated into one activity. Saves us a ton of time, and that's what this week has been all about.
Thank you guys for all of your observations and excitement. It is exciting. Why was this possible? Of course, he got some one-on-one instruction. That may not always happen, but I wasn't doing anything magic. I was just showing him how the code works, and particularly paying attention to that it's a code for sounds, right? And just drawing that out of him and lining it up with some things that he could see. The lines on the board matched up to the sounds that he heard. Just showing it to him and drawing the sounds out of him, making him more and more aware of the sounds, and alternating. So he was quizzed. There were a lot of quizzes. Each time I moved something, he was being quizzed. What do you know? What do you know? And he had to go through multiple steps. What's different between this word and that word? Ah, it's that sound. I got to pull that one out. What sound goes there? Ah, so I have to pick this sound. Ah, which letter sound is that? Multiple steps. So there's a lot to this activity, right? And as Nancy says, his process and his progress is fantastic. So here's where we were. Check it out. Not being able to do CVC on Sunday, adding all of those letter sounds all week. Did we add some more today? You bet we did. Did we go from 4 sounds to 5 sounds? Yes, and was segmenting hard for him by the end. The only time he had to slow down, it wasn't really a segmenting thing. He just maybe couldn't really, well, it was partly segmenting. He couldn't really remember like the sound because it was brand new to him, at least in the context of working with me. So here's where he ended up. Check it out, 20 letter sounds. After barely knowing any on Sunday. He's at the 5 sound level. It's the segmenting and the manipulating are actually not that hard. The only thing that was kind of slowing him down was sometimes he didn't know a letter sound, and which is where we were just 5 days ago, right? This is the power of this activity. It puts it all together more meaningfully, I think. So I've been thrilled to show this every year because it is not unique. You can do something similar. As Deb says, it's mind-blowing, but it makes so much sense. Oh, and Stormy had a student try for the first time too. Very cool. And they were on the same pace. Oh, that's awesome. So just to recap, remember where we were. This is little boy at the beginning, okay? And I want to tell you that I didn't just do Switch It. I did this Switch It challenge for the public, and then his mom and I were like, well, this is working for him. Maybe we should do some other tutoring. So starting in January, I started to do a full Reading Simplified lesson plan with him. That would be rereading for fluency, which is practicing a passage that he almost mastered from yesterday with lots of repetition. And then choosing a couple different word work activities. Usually we didn't do all of them in one session. His sessions were about 45 minutes because he was a fidgety type and he was a tired kindergartner. I mean, we would meet like at 7 on a weeknight, so they were 45 minutes. And then guided oral reading, he would mostly read decodable text and I would give him a lot of coaching, just like I did with Switch It. So that was all there is to it. I worked with him twice a month from January to June. And this is where he ended up in June. The little boy who was identified as struggling in November of kindergarten, who actually had all the traits of dyslexia, was reading in kindergarten at the 4.3 grade level, 4th grade, 3rd month, for word attack. That's the ability to read nonsense words, which shows his foundational sound-based decoding skills. Did you see them starting to develop with this Switch It? That was the beginning. Then he learned to recognize words at the 2nd grade level, the beginning of the year. So he was 2 years above grade level for a kindergartner, and he was struggling at the beginning because of the power of these activities. And similarly, his spelling was about 2.0. Yeah, Jennifer says this is her 4th, maybe 5th challenge, and this little boy and his growth impresses me every time. Love watching him grow in skills and confidence, right? That's what we're here for, teachers and parents, right? We want our children to thrive. So Switch It is super powerful, and sometimes we've been so successful with it that people miss out on the opportunity to really finish the job. And so a child's not going to become fluent with Switch It alone. You need some more things, but you don't need a lot more things. This systematic, streamlined lesson plan and just a handful of reading activities is about all you'll need.
So switch it is powerful, but it's just the beginning. So I want you to recognize, first of all of these things that are happening here at Switch It, they don't actually teach certain things. Like we keep at the short vowel level for a reason, and we don't actually teach blending because when the child puts it back together, they've already heard the word, so it's not really a blending exercise. So if you think about reading development, leading on to fluency, I mean, this is inspired from Hollis Scarborough's reading rope, but if you break down how word recognition can develop, how decoding develops in word recognition, leading to fluency at the top of the rope, these are the stages that we see students go through in Reading Simplified. Students might not necessarily go through all these same stages in a different program, but these are the stages that we guide them through. So it would start down there at the purple with the alphabetic principle. The purple rope thread, that's the first step. And all these things that are highlighted are what we addressed with Switch It. Okay, we address the alphabetic principle, we address phoneme segmenting, we address the basic code knowledge, which we use that term from Diane McGinnis of Why Our Children Can't Read. To mean consonants, short vowels, and consonant digraphs. The spellings that are pretty predictable. He was also doing phoneme manipulating with Switch It, right? And some of this is going to lead to automatic word recognition. Not directly, not rapidly, because he needs to see the words a lot more times, but it's going to help. So that's a lot of things that were helped, right, with Switch It. These are pivotal beginning things that we teach here at Reading Simplified to get the reading train down the tracks. And you saw it gets it down the tracks far. But the rest of this the rest of the threads from this rope also need to be addressed. So the next thing that's there, right here, phoneme blending, we didn't really address that with Switch It because like I said, once we've already said the word, change cat to cot, he might make a switch and then he reads it, but did he read it or blend it? Maybe not, because he just heard the sound, all the sounds in the words. So blending is a big deal. It is the #1 decoding strategy. You got to recognize the sounds and put them together left to right. But a lot of our kids struggle with blending, don't they? So we got an app for that. So the next thing on that developmental path is blending. And so we use the activity Read It to solve that problem. In fact, almost all the time when we are teaching Switch It, we've got our board, we play this for 5 minutes, we switch it over to the dry erase and we play Read It. Okay? So let me show you briefly how to do Read It. This is not going to be a full explanation of it, but just to give you a glimpse of what would be next. And we would love for you to join us inside the Reading Simplified Academy so you can get the full training and all the resources like word lists. But this is a kindergartner with a speech difficulty working on the activity Read It, where we teach how to blend. We call it Blend As You Read. And here is just a quick example of Read It.
Okay, let's put these sounds together. Okay, what are the first two sounds? Put them together. Put all three together. Nice. Okay, great job. You put the sounds together. Now say each sound. Beauty. Okay, let's erase and say the sound.
Can I redo this one?
Sure. You want to fix your ah?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, much sharper. Okay, now erase and say the sounds.
Okay, that was it for Read It. First, the teacher writes the word, helps the student to blend the sounds as he reads them, and then he writes them as he says the sounds. It's very similar to Switch It. We're connecting sound and symbols throughout. And then he erases them as he says the sounds. Always linking phonemes and graphemes, sounds and symbols that makes this information click. So can you see how that would be a helpful follow-up to switch it? And we don't do it one before the other. We actually do them together. 5 minutes to switch it and then 5 minutes to read it, you know, maybe, ish, because they are addressing different things. There's a lot of overlap. So here I have the yellow highlighted. That's what switch it accomplishes. And read it also accomplishes it. So there's a lot of reinforcement with all of our activities. But in the orange is what is unique to read it. That would be phoneme blending, putting the sounds together using the blend as you read decoding strategy. This is a big deal for us here at Reading Simplified. It's the most important first decoding strategy. Flex it is another one, but we don't teach it with the things I'm showing you today. So don't take my word for it. Here's Susan saying that Read It does solve that problem. She says, 2 days ago, I started trying out your Read It strategy for CVC words in kindergarten. OMG, why didn't someone tell me about this years ago? I've been teaching 28 years and have never seen success like this. Today we did the mystery envelope, which by the way is a prize we're going to give away later if you join. And I think I have them hooked. The look of pride on their faces today was the highlight of my year. Many Reading Simplified teachers say this very often, like it's such a simple thing, but why does it make such a big difference and why did I not know about it? So that's Read It in a flash. But we still keep switch it and read it at the short vowel level. And what do you do about the long vowels or the diphthongs? I call that advanced phonics. And it's hard to get it to stick and there's so much of it. And many programs take forever to teach it. So you don't have to take forever. You can do it with an activity called Sort It. Sort It organizes the complicated information like the long O sound could be the O in go, the O in home, the O in show, the O in boat, the O in Joe. That's a lot of information. They can learn it in 1 week when we organize it this way for them. They read a word and then they write and say the sounds. And our key sentence, which we have one for each major sound, helps them remember the key spellings. It helps the teacher too. Go home to show, the boat to Joe. See, those are the major spellings for O in there. Sort It is easy to implement. It pairs very well with Switch It. Actually, Switch It paves the way. Read It does a little bit as well. Usually after kids learn to blend with Read It, we drop Read It and start using Sort It. So you can see here, in the orange is what additional things we gain from using this activity. We're moving further up the rope. The advanced code or advanced phonics knowledge, that O can be OA and OW and O silent E and O by itself, etc. But Sort It is also doing all the other things that the other activities are doing. There's a lot of reinforcement with our activities, and we know when we're struggling with this particular thing, which activity to use. If we've got a blending problem, we're going to choose Read It. If we've got a long vowel or advanced code problem, we're going to choose Sort It. So let's take a peek at a little example of Sort It. I love it. I'm not sure if I can read your name. How do you say that? Is it fine? Maybe it's Sandy. Thank you. I'm glad that you think this is wonderful. So do I. I've been thrilled to be teaching kids to read 20 years like this, and now to be able to share it with others and have you succeed is just takes the cake. So here is Sort It with actually, I think a small, frankly, I can't remember if this is I think this is just one boy doing Sort It for the first time. First grade, first time at being exposed to the fact that one sound could have multiple spellings, and notice how he writes and says the words. If it's not one boy, it's a small group, but both of them are first graders. It looks the same, but they're different words, okay? So,
Go home to show the boat to Joe.
wow, good work, you guys. Where does boat belong? Which column is the same spelling as O? Nope, check carefully. Check boat very carefully. Where's the same O as this? The same O as that? Let me look.
Yes, you got it. Okay, so he found the right.
said go.
He found the right boat. Do you know, or the right spot for boat? Do you know where that O is? No, that's not it. Where's the same spelling for O? No. That's it. Okay, say the sounds as you do it. B, b, o.
It just shows you the word right there.
That makes it easier. Can I see yours? Bo. And can you cross? Oh, you cut a capital T. Okay, your turn. What sound are we working on? O. Own. Where does own belong? Where does own?
Right here.
Okay, say the sounds as you do it. Say own. Okay, your turn. Close. Two sounds. What are the two sounds? The first sound is hoe. Do you know what a hoe is? It's like a tool used in a garden. Let's see who can read the next word the fastest.
Grow.
Is that right?
Grow.
Is that right?
Grow. I said it first.
Okay, you were fast. Grow. Where does grow go? Write it. Where does grow belong?
Say go.
Where does it
said
go? Grow.
It's right here.
Okay, she's got it. You got it. G.
told me where
You know,
it
I'm
was.
just not hearing each sound separately. That's what we need to hear. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more word. Ready? Eyes on the print. Let's do this word.
Close.
You were the fastest.
Close.
You got
I
it.
said-
Where does
I know.
close belong? It's
Close.
is it the separated O?
Oh, I know where it goes. I know where it goes. It
Low.
goes.
Where's that spelling?
Right there.
So let's do close. Let me hear you say the sounds.
Get it.
K, O, O, Z, and this is the Z in that word. Can I see it? You got it? Can I see? Okay, you guys, let's point to the top. The O in what word?
Go.
And the O in, the O in,
Show.
and the O in.
Close.
Yes, I think so. But now we're doing the last word. You do the last word for me. The O in Joe. Okay. Go home to.
Show the boat to Joe.
Okay, let's turn the papers over. Do you have it? What's the key sentence?
Go to show the boat to Joe.
That'll
Go
work.
home to show the boat to
Joe.
Joe.
Woo! We got it.
So far you've learned switch it. You guys are masters at switch it, and we just squeezed in read it and sort it. And the other really distinguishing feature of Reading Simplified is that we streamline how to teach reading. How many of you are given programs? I think it was Scott earlier this evening mentioned that there's just too much. I was listening to a podcast today, and the speaker said that there's research on decision fatigue, that after we make a number of decisions, we don't make later decisions as well. When we have 1,000 things that we're expected to teach, we have to sort through it and make those decisions. It's stressful, and maybe the quality of our thinking goes down. That's why the Streamline 3-part lesson plan is so effective, and that is also why a 1-page Streamline pathway is so effective. This is a picture of our system, in addition to the activities and the 3-part lesson plan, that helps teachers and parents avoid the overwhelm. So how many of you have seen scope and sequences for phonics and phonemic awareness and high frequency words and handwriting, and they just go on forever? This is our 1-pager, because this is all it takes to get to fluency. 12 levels. This is the kindergarten one. We have 2 other ones depending on their reading level, but they look very similar. It's a lot easier. It makes your decision making simpler. Patty says, I agree with Scott. I am overwhelmed with what the district is asking of us. So these are some of the things that make Reading Simplified simple and easier for you. And then, as you've already seen, they might make your 6 students more successful. So Jennifer says, Coming from a school that uses a particular phonics, which has 120 lessons with long vowel sounds taught here, there, and everywhere. WH taught in lesson 121, and many other layout issues that I've been questioning for years, to finding Reading Simplified, which has everything laid out on one page using a powerful integrated activities rather, is like finding a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow you never thought existed. And Ashley says, I finally took the leap and joined the Reading Simplified Academy. I only wish I had done it sooner. We hear that a lot. This is the missing piece. I feel like I've attended one of the best reading trainings ever, and the best part is that Marnie and her team are here to continue helping. We try to help like we did this week. And she says, there's just so many valuable resources and a logical scope and sequence. My planning time just got cut in half. That's what we want for you. The teaching of reading should not be as overwhelming as we have made it. And here, just a couple of days ago, Jan said, inside our teacher's lounge, this is like our discussion board, just for members, she said, she titled it Life Simplified. I just want to say this program is like hitting the reading jackpot. So we've got jackpot and the pot of gold over the rainbow. It's pretty nice. Compliments. It could also be called Teacher Life Simplified, because I no longer need to search Pinterest or subscribe and receive 50 emails per day of ideas and activities. That's our goal for us. You won't be there tomorrow. It does take some time to learn our system, but we've tried to make it as streamlined as possible so you can learn this new system and be on your way and be life simplified. Stormy says, not just planning time cut in half, but more purposeful and focused on what they need. Yeah, instructional time gets cut in half, if not more. So get rid of the instructional bloat. That's what I was trying to emphasize all week. This is too much time for you to prep, too much time for in class, when you can choose just a handful of activities. Switch it, read it, sort it, and also one we didn't talk about today, write it. That's about it. Okay. Well, we got a few thank yous here at the end, and a few happy readings, everybody. I love that, Tanya. So maybe we should wrap this up. And I hope you stick around so that we get to learn what you need and encourage you, and maybe see greater success beyond what you even accomplished with Switch It. So it's been a pleasure, Christina and Hannah and Christy and Julie and Deanna and Kirsten and Stormy. Thank you, and thank everyone else who I didn't name. It's been my privilege to have this opportunity to share what I think is a very powerful activity, and even more, the whole system. So keep us in mind, and we'll be celebrating those of you who joined. Let's all level up together, shall we?